Good morning. It's not easy owning up to this. I'm very reluctant to expose a problem that started in my childhood. But if confession is good for the soul, maybe I'll feel better. I can't really say when it started. It seems like it's always been with me. When I was less than a year old, my father walked out on Mother, leaving her with 4 children. Dad and his live-in lover ate well. We didn't. Maybe the poverty had something to do with it. The thing I remember about being poor, it was very inexpensive. But it did have its drawbacks. We couldn't even afford electricity for a while. I was probably the only kid on our block that had a kerosene stereo. Another thing about those hard times, Mother couldn't afford to buy Spock's book on child raising. And I couldn't afford an attorney to sue for separation, so we just did with what we had and used the Holy Bible as a guide. And that's very likely where my drug problem started. Yeah, I had a drug problem, all right. As a child, I was drugged to Sunday school, drugged to morning worship, drugged to Sunday evening service, and drugged to Bible study on Wednesday evenings. And wouldn't you know it, when we had revival meetings, my cruel mother drugged me to church every night. And I will always believe my life is forever marked by another childhood incident that occurred at the grocery store. I gave in to temptation and stole a handful of candy only to have my sin discovered. I felt like a dope when Mother drugged me to the owner of the store, where I acknowledged my wrongdoing and paid for my sin. Now, I can't remember the entire episode or the speech that followed, but seems like she said something about values and respecting other people's things. She said the Bible says, "Thou shalt not steal. If you want things, learn to work for them. Don't steal from someone else." And with that, I was saddled with yet another lifetime burden, a work ethic. Oh, yes, and I really should mention how my ego suffered irreparable damage by not having my way all the time. Numerous times I was drugged to the woodshed for an attitude adjustment. The altering instrument was from a cottonwood tree in the backyard, bereft of most of its lower limbs. In those days when the bow breaks wasn't a reference to a lullaby. Actually, I really shouldn't be reluctant to talk about such drug problems because they've spared me a lot of heartache throughout my adult life. They've shaped my values and given me a sense of responsibility. Instead of desensitizing me, they taught me to respect others and respect myself. And though I am not so vain as to make a claim of moral perfection, I will always be grateful for the good influences of these drugs. And as I approach my 72nd birthday, traces of them are still in my veins. I'm Larry Hatfield. Good day.